YouTube! In this video, we're going to be taking a look at the 24 Woodless Watercolor Pencils Premium from Arteza. Alright, well these just came in a couple of days ago and I have been looking forward to using these. I always have a curiosity about woodless pencils, and although the woodless pencils that I have considered up to this date have been all graphite, the thought of using woodless watercolor pencils was just too intriguing for me to pass up. Now, being woodless pencils, I would be very careful about dropping them. If they're anything like the graphite cousins, you could definitely break these, so you don't want to do that. Okay, so they lay out really nice, just like that. That's fine. Here is looks like it's called Ultra Marine. So they have the names of the colors on the pencils, which is nice. And like other woodless pencils, it has that hardened glaze so that you can hold it without getting things on your finger. And of course, it would give it a little more stability from just crumbling apart, because the material obviously is going to have to be somewhat soft if it's going to go onto the paper. Now they come with blunt points, as you can see here. Though we will sharpen this to get an idea of whether you know, it's easy to sharpen. Okay, it goes down nice and smooth, which is what I would expect from the composition of colored pencils at the very least. Here we have the, what is it, alizarin red. Alright, let's try some alizarin red here. Now you use these just like you would color pencils, but the nice little added feature about watercolor pencils is that you add water to it and you've got watercolors. Alright, let's try the orange here. Yep, they all feel the same way. They just go on really nice and smooth. Yeah, that's nice. Okay, so I'm going to lay me down some colors here. Yes, I'm going to have some fun with this. Oh, I should read it off to you. That's magenta. Magenta. Oh, magenta. Hey, hey, hey. All right, and we have here lavender. Yeah. There are 24 colors in this pack. Covers plenty of the spectrum of colors you would need. Burgundy. Yeah. Burgundy. All right. Next up. Oh, I like what this one's called, espresso. That's what I could use right now, is a little espresso. All right. Ooh, nice darks. Yeah, there we go. Espresso. Now espresso is not black. Espresso looks like espresso. Look at that. You can see that. Well, you may not on the camera, but it's like a coffee tinge to it. Brownish, dark brownish coffee tinge. Now what is this? I'm going to guess this is like a peach. Well, look at that. It is a peach. Isn't that peachy? All right, pencil from Georgia. Here we go. Georgia peach. I lived in Georgia for a short period of time. Warner Robins, Georgia, back in the early 80s. Used to work over there at the Warner Robins Air Force Base. Okay. Apricot. I'm not a big apricot eater. Matter of fact, I don't eat it at all. I don't particularly care for peaches and apricot. But anyway. Or nectarines. Not my fruit of the loom, let me tell you. Okay, what's next here? Now this one here has an interesting name. It's called Tawny. Tawny. What's a tawny? Kind of weird name. All right, let's add to our little rainbow here. That's tawny, kind of a brownish color, but we got brown in here somewhere. I see brown, but we're not there yet. Next one here is smoke gray. Oh yeah, smoke gray. Oh, these are cool. These are really cool. Now what I'm going to do here in this video, as soon as I go through these colors real quick, kind of going through a lot of them, probably go through all of them, so you can see all the colors in this package. Chrome yellow. Let's do some chrome yellow. That's a really rich looking yellowish. There is a yellow in this package. A lemon yellow. That's even yellower than this one, which you'll see soon enough. And then we have, well, we've already seen this one. This is ultramarine. I'm not doing that one again. And we've already seen alizarin red. So let me go to the next one. Aqua marine. Bring it on. Bring it on. There we go. Look at that color. Interesting. All right. Woo! That's one of my favorites right there. Ultramarine. Love that bright color there. Okay, the next one, there is actually a white in here, but I'm drawing on white paper, so I'm not quite sure whether it is to my advantage to use white on white paper. You'd want to use it on a tan paper or a dark paper. And then, of course, on a dark paper, you would not be using your or your espresso, I would imagine. This here would appear to be the black. Nior. I guess Nior must mean black, huh? Because I know that I've seen that on graphite pencils before. Nior must mean black. That's my guess. Someone out there might... Walnut brown. Walnut. All right. You know, my daughter's allergic to walnuts. It's kind of a bummer because I like banana bread with walnuts. A friend of mine told me the other day he puts walnuts in his oatmeal, and I like oatmeal, so I'm going to try that out myself here real soon. Purple iris. Could you imagine someone's iris being purple color? Or is that purple iris as in a flower? I'm probably thinking it's the flower, but who knows. Sky blue. Okay, well, unless you live by the foothills of California, that would be the color of, I guess, the sky. Where I live, I think it's a little darker than that, but that is a bright middle of the summer day sky blue right there. Then we have, oh, look at this. It's called denim blue. Denim blue. Yo. Them be dark denims. All right. Looks like a rocket ship, don't it? Give it a little... Kind of messed up a little bit there, but... A rocket ship. Apollo 17. All right. This one's called Rose. Interesting. It's like a pink rose. Pinky. All right, that'd be Rose. You see what I'm doing there? I'm getting really narrow at the tip here now that I've defined this as a rocket ship. This is grass green, which I hope my lawn turns out to be grass green this spring. I put a pre-emergent on it just the other day. And this is emerald green. I kind of lost some of my letters here, but emerald green. Oh, that's nice. Had a 65 Mustang that was emerald green. All right, what's that one? I can't see it. Let's see, it's it looks like chili red. That chili, that looks like chili. The words kind of getting messed up there. I need some. Ooh, that does look like chili. Oh yeah. And we have some orange. Of course, you wouldn't call it orange orange. That would sound silly, wouldn't it? All right, so put some orange here. Yeah. And last, definitely not least, and already mentioned, is the lemon yellow. Where's the words? There they are, right there. Lemon yellow. And that brings us to the very point of my rocket ship. But I'm going to time lapse this because it's going to take a while. And then at the end, we can talk some more about this pencil. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and start right now. If you can tell what that drawing is, well, I'll let you guess. Let's take a good look at it there. Now I could leave it like this. I mean, it's a complete color pencil drawing, but I'm now going to turn it into a watercolor painting using the water pen here, and I'm going to go get me a bowl of water so that I can make sure to clean the brush in between colors. I just completed my very first woodless color pencil portrait. Can you see what it is? Kind of proud of it. It's the first one I've ever done. I've never really drawn with color pencils, let alone watercolor pencils. And I learned a few things when I was drawing slash painting. What is it, drawing or is it painting? These woodless, they feel very high quality, and the colors you can see are very vibrant. I really like that. So for my first experience with woodless, I'm very pleased. The other thing I notice is that when I sharpen it, I get a whole lot of colorful material in my bowl here, and because this is woodless and you don't have that wood casing that you would normally have with standard colored pencils or watercolor pencils, where the core is thin all the way through, you get more material. So when you're sharpening, don't do like I did and mix them all up, because I'm just going to throw this away. Each color that you sharpen, save it in its own little container, because you can wet it and use it as watercolor paints. So you're going to get way more mileage out of these pencils than apparently I am, because I pretty much wasted them. But that's one thing I kind of learned while I was using this is, hey, save the shavings. Now, while the advantage of woodless is that you get more material, it's very soft, very colorful, paint's really cool. The disadvantage is that they're going to be more fragile than your standard wood-cased pencils. In other words, while you can handle them just fine, and they're not just going to fall apart in your hand, they're very, very solid. The thing is if I was to drop it on my tile floor, I'm pretty sure this is going to snap in half, maybe into more than two pieces. Whereas standard pencil, you have less chance of it breaking, even though that it still can inside the wood casing. So you're going to get way more material out of the woodless, but just handle them with care. Don't be dropping them, and everything is kosher. Anyway, that concludes the video on this review slash demonstration of woodless color watercolor pencils. It's kind of a mouthful, isn't it? And I just want to say that if you want to get a hold of these, which I highly recommend, there's a link below in the description area. And if you use that link as opposed to just going straight to the Arteza website, you will be helping to support the Rixcandoit channel, because it's an affiliate link, just to let you know. And I don't commonly have those, but for products that I like, not a problem. Okay, well, thanks again for watching. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe, give me a like, and I'll see you in the next video.